Head of Department of Social Work, MCC, Mr. Prince Annadurai, who's doing the vote of thanks, Mr. Prem Kumar, AD, Entrepreneurship Development Innovation Institute, Mr. Kandasamy, Managing Director, who is yet to come for this program, and Mr. Kadiravan and others on the dais, and also all the students, faculty, and extension members who are here for this program. I extend my thanks for inviting for me this program. Attending a college program is something which I never miss, because speaking to young minds, we also get inspired. I am representing an organization called Tamil Nadu Corporation for Women Limited. This is close to around a 30-year-old organization, one of the legacy organizations, which focuses exclusively on women development. Sometime before, I was also talking to a principal. So we were discussing about the self-help groups. So the Tamil Nadu Women Development Corporation focuses on one hand empowerment of women, but through a vehicle called the self-help group. Self-help group, Tamil Nadu is one of the pioneers in the self-help group movement. So some of you who are already in the social work arena would have met some of the women as part of the self-help group or otherwise, right? I hope so. Because every third woman who you would interact in a village would be part of this movement. So I remember some of many earlier work along with the Women Development Corporation some 15-20 years back, when we used to go to village to form a group or interact with the women. They never used to talk to us. There will always be a distance. They will either talk from inside their houses, or even in meetings there will be always a distance. But that has changed a lot now. They demand why you have not come. They demand why this government project has not been given to them. And they travel. They travel not only within Tamil Nadu, but outside of Tamil Nadu as well. So this growth has taken place over a very, very long period of time. So social change, social change will take a lot, it takes generations too. And young minds over here should not be discouraged by the fact that you are not seeing any immediate results. Whatever we are seeing today has been effort of a very, very long and intense efforts, painstaking efforts that has been put forth for a very, very long period by my predecessors. And I was also fortunate to work in Women Development Corporation during my earlier tenure as well. So I have wanted to talk to you about some three aspects which I wanted to relate with the social work with you and also with the Women Development Project which I am coming from. So the three aspects, though not as an advice but to think about, is connecting with the today's requirement. One is innovation, second is risk taking, and third is hard work. To talk about innovation, I would like to ask a question like, how many of you have felt when you are talking with your friends or family or with your faculty, when you are saying something, they would have asked or remarked or exclaimed, "Are you crazy?" Or this idea, whether this is crazy. Have you any time felt like that? Any one of you? No. No one has said that your idea is crazy or your thoughts are crazy. You would have definitely felt, right? At least your mom would have said, "Are you crazy?" Right? So if somebody has said that you are crazy, whether it was whoever it is, I think you have a spark of innovation. You have thought something different. You have thought something which no one has ever thought about. So that is why somebody is saying that you are crazy. You have thought about something which is about to change. And whatever innovation we are seeing today, be it your hand phone, the cell phone which you are having, or any of the mic which you are speaking into, or the place where you are sitting, this auditorium, so everything would have happened because someone has thought different. Why? Why not? Why should not I do that? Right? So that is one spark, I think, as an youngster. as a rebellious youngster, I think you should or not, you should keep it glowing. And if ever you have felt something, why not? I think then you should little ponder more into that. And when I was talking to the principal, he was also mentioning that you have an incubation center here. So incubation center is where these ideas can be nurtured. I'll just tell you about 1 or 2 examples just to drive home my point. Have you ever seen Oyo? Everywhere. And when you would have traveled here or even you have traveled in your hometown, you have seen Oyo, right? Some of you are smiling. I think you might be knowing. So Oyo is something which a youngster who has been a dropout, who has thought about why he could not get a place, a proper place to stay when he is traveling, right? So when he has thought, why I'm able to find a place to stay, he also found a solution. Why should not I find a solution to it? And along with his friends, he was able to find a solution to it. And we are all now enjoying the fruits of someone who has dwelled deeper into it. So this is something which all youngsters have, and I want to stress home the fact that please keep this innovation going. And second is honest and risk taking, right? Who will take a risk? Anyone who knows that there is a risk, will you venture into it? No, right? Why does a child put something, if you see a fire, a child might not know that it's going to hurt, but why does a child go into it? Because it does not know. So when you take a risk, you might not even know that it's going to be a risk. But that is what the young minds are also looking into. Just go into it, even though either if you know there is a risk or if you may not even know into a risk. So that kind of risk taking. If you go into entrepreneurship, my friend might say it has to be a calculated risk. But there are also instances where we go into uncalculated risks without knowing, also venture into areas where we might get into, but when you come out of it successfully, that is something which that is a life lesson for us. Right? Again, taking cues from entrepreneurship. Look at Elon Musk. Why is here today? He is like a poster boy, right? To many of us. So why are we talking about Elon Musk? Because he has taken a lot of risks, right? So if you look into closer into our own Tamil Nadu arena, have you ever heard of Will Fresh? Have you ever heard of Will Fresh? No. No one has heard of Will Fresh. So he is again a startup, who started as a startup, who abandoned his well-paid job, came back to his village and started a link between his village and village products and to the market. And today he is thriving. He is not only thriving, but he has also made many of his fellow entrepreneurs also to thrive. He has made a pathway for livelihoods, for people who are able to find a market. He has shown them a pathway. So there are many people who like this, who has taken the risk to come out of their safer zone to an area where it is not only well paid, but also given them gratification of done something to the society. I think you should also have to think about what you want to do perhaps in the later stages of your life. And the last one which I want to talk about is hard work. There's nothing like hard work. Whatever we do with respect to innovation or risk taking, unless and otherwise we put some extra hard work, it is not going to result in whatever we want to, whatever we dream of. So I want to take one example of Manya Singh, who is the daughter of a rickshaw puller who recently became an IAS officer. This institution has a lot of alumnus, IAS and IFS officers too. But why are they in an area like today where we are looking up to? Because they have put in extra efforts, right? Extra efforts in times of workload, 16 hours or even 24 hours of time into their area of specialization, which has set them apart to succeed in an area where they have dreamt that they should be one day. So the hard work definitely pays. So apart from other characteristics which we need to cultivate, hard work is something which we never should let off. So I have given you a lot of preachy advice to look into, because even I don't want to, somebody advises me, and maybe I'm sure that you are also on the same page. We don't want to listen to anything preachy, right? So I would like to take two things which as a take home. And I also want to talk about the management also to cooperate with us on these two issues. One is internships, which again I discussed with the principal also. Maybe to taking this cooperation further to the next level. Internships are something which we from Women Development Corporation, we are also putting forth for children. We are getting students from TIS and elsewhere. But for local students, I am yet to get children who are interested in taking internships. Might be short term or maybe to a long term. So these internships does not provide you any job at the end of it, but it is something which can give you an immersive experience in your domain which you are currently in. Be it preparing some content for the women entrepreneurs, or also documenting some of the works. So these are something which also we evaluate from our side for students. So some of the colleges offer it as a credit basis also. So this is one arena which I think MCC or any other colleges who are here, some of you have represented from outside also. Even outside the state we take in students. So any of you who are interested, that you can contact, my team is also over here. The second thing which we want to take up is, again, the extension areas where some of the colleges have extension works which you are doing in some of the locations outside of the colleges. There again, if there is anything with respect to women development, we will try to collaborate. And again, in collaboration in the sense, especially in the area of enterprises, whether be it farm enterprises or non-farm enterprises, these are areas where we will be in a position to collaborate. And the third one, again associated with the extension work, is we are currently training women groups, setting up canteens and cafes in colleges and also offices, wherever there are people who congregate. So if the management is willing to support us by providing a space, we will be also in a position to bring in some of our women to set up a small cafe. This will be a healthy cafe, and we call it as a millet cafe. So, and this is an inspiration because we find that most of the women colleges, especially in women colleges, most of the girls doesn't take breakfast. So this was behind the reason why we thought, why not set up a canteen or a millet cafe, so that the women also benefit out of it and the children also benefit out of it. So these are three areas apart from this today's initiation. I would like to have a long-term association with any of the colleges who are present over here, and especially with the MCC for the future. With this brief talk with you, I would like to conclude, and I also like to thank the management for giving me an opportunity to come over here and speak to you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for that insightful and inspiring address. The success of a conference like this depends on the support and guidance of visionary leaders. It's an honor to have with us today a person whose work has consistently championed the cause of youth empowerment and sustainability. For a special address, I welcome Thiru S. Prem Kumar, Assistant Director, MSME Department, Government of Tamil Nadu. Welcome you, sir.
A very good afternoon to one and all. As I walked into the portals of your college, memories flood back. My family's association with this college spans before the pre-independence era, where my great-grandfather served as a bursar of this institute. And the first wedding that was solemnized in Heber Halls was my grandparents' wedding. And To continue the legacy, Prince Solomon Devada's sister has married my brother. So I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy to share this stage with my friend, my college mate, and the Commissioner for Tamil Nadu Corporation for Development of Women, R.V. Sajivana IAS, an officer worth emulating, a courageous women officer who fights for the empowerment and social equity, gender justice. So I was just going through your seminar programs, the topics that you have been discussing for these 3 days. Very interesting topics, and they are the need of the hour, be it in mental health, be it in community development. I'm happy that this management, this department, under the guidance of your HOD and other professors, is moving on in the right direction. So I'm happy about that. MD Tatko is here, so let's welcome him. Please go. Empowering youth for a sustainable future across generations. There is an Indian perspective to it. Why youth empowerment is critical? Because we have the largest youth population in the world. Approximately 27% are between 15 to 29 years old. So empowerment means equipping you, the youngsters, with education, skills, opportunity, and the confidence to lead a sustainable development. Challenges persist. Unemployment rates are high, especially in the rural areas. That is where your focus should be. I was discussing with one of your student coordinators about community development. So this area of addressing social inequalities, gender inequalities, are very crucial for our country to attain sustainable development goals. What is your role as a social work student? Mainly in community transformation. You recognize youth as partners in change, not just recipients of aid. So that is the message that I want you to take across. You help urban and rural youth to organize themselves into groups to address challenges like unemployment, substance abuse. I was happy that you had a session on that. Social exclusion. You can do that by forming youth clubs and other interventions that you are already doing. You understand better the intersectionality of social, economic, and environmental justice. And you can promote an integrated, inclusive solutions to all these problems that we face. What are some of the practical pathways for you? Engage yourself in advocacy and policy. You can participate in local governance, activities like youth parliaments, environmental councils, and the deliberation and discussion that you had, your suggestion can be then taken up further. You can also contribute in skill development and innovation. I was happy that you have one module on industry innovation in your curriculum. And also you can act at the grassroots level in building up an environmentally sustainable ecosystem. Chitlapakam Lake is a good example. I hope you had a visit to that and how it was reclaimed and how people now utilize it. There are challenges. Despite enormous potential, despite Tamil Nadu being a leader in GSDP, there are economic disparities and there are lack of infrastructure in particular areas. There are gender norms still playing a barrier social biases curtail the empowerment of young women, as the MDT and CDW was sharing. There is a limited mental health support, and there is a lot of societal pressures. So these are some of the areas that you can address. This is a call to action for you. I represent Entrepreneurship Development and Innovation Institute. So where social equity, social justice, equitable development is our mantra. We are reaching into communities. We are providing them free trainings. We are helping them to develop their skills. We are acting as their voices. We give trainings to self-help groups, to women self-help groups in particular. We are trying to empower them. We are reaching out to them. There was a time when people have to come to the government. Now it is the other way around. So we are the ones who are reaching out to their hamlets, to their villages. And right now our director is in a training program in Udagamandalam, in a tribal area. So we are willing to partner with institutions like you, since we are a quasi-governmental organization. We are a society registered as a not-for-profit society. So I was discussing with your principal the various ways that we can integrate and move forward. So I wish you all the best, and I thank the management and the team for providing me this opportunity to be amongst you and share my thoughts. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Your insights are invaluable. Now, I request Mr. Avinash from MSW first year to please come forward and hand over the memento to Thiru K.S. Kandasamy, IAS. We are truly privileged to have with us a personality who embodies the very spirit of our conference team. The commitment to building a better world through action and innovation is a source of inspiration from all of us. I now call upon our distinguished guest of honor, Thiru K.S. Kandasamy IAS, Managing Director, Tamil Nadu Adi Dravida Housing and Development Corporation, to address the gathering. Welcome you, sir.
Good morning to all. First of all, I would like to apologize for my delayed arrival. There were many speakers might have delivered about the tribals and the social issues about the life of tribals living in different parts of the country, and the social justice that we need to enhance and protect that community. Let me start with one concept. Why should we study about tribals? You may be a different religion, you may be a different caste, you may be from different regions from the country, across the world. But irrespective of that, we should study the tribals and their origin, because we all tribals once upon a time. In a different point of time in our journey, our earlier generation might have broken from that chain, and for some reason or other, we have come to different lifestyle, different occupation, and different culture. In the recent past, we have conducted the Adi Kalaikol Pattare in Trade Center, in which we called about 350 to 400 students from the different parts of the country. Not students, it is youngsters. Last year we have conducted the same event, but it was in the display mode. We have displayed, we have showcased. When we want to repeat the same event this year, we had a different perception about how to take up this event to the community. We thought, why should we always showcase the tribal culture, scheduled caste culture in different auditorium to the different people, and one day it will go to some archaeology department and it will be showcased in a glass covered platform. Now the youngsters, today's the youngsters, for different reasons, some don't want, some don't like, some unaware of their culture, some have a little understanding and poor understanding about their culture. See, the culture is more important for any human life. That culture only makes us very different from other animals. Why we all call as animals? And within the animals, as a human being, because we live in a culture. Culture is identity. You can't identify and associate in a community without understanding your culture. You may be a different culture. I'm not saying which culture you belong. Nothing like that. Without understanding, otherwise, we will be as an individual. If you don't know your culture, if you don't protect your culture, the culture which you are following in your home, in your community, in your religion, in your village today, it is not just innovated by your parents or your forefathers and given to you. It has a history, maybe 100 years for some community, maybe 1,000 years for some community. And today we are enjoying, and it is protecting us. So this is the reason that this year we changed the Adi Kalaikol Pattrai. We should involve the youngsters and put them learning their culture, their art form, their literature, their visual art. Everything we put it in 4 different forms and taught to them. I think you had the cultural program by Kaliswaran professor. He took one section of that event. 3 days the event. First day we called all the different top faculty members to speak about what is the culture and its importance to the audience, participants. And second day, we literally taught them. Like we taught Karagatam. We taught them Parai. We taught them Silambam. We taught them other different parts, what all that still alive in the rural area, not yet reached the urban areas, we taught them. And they happily learned it. Third day, we took them to different institutions of different arts and showed them where all the platform available for your different art forms. End of the day, we started taking the feedback. And last day, we decided that who all already involved themselves into the different forms of learning the culture, that particularly the village cultures and art forms, we thought let them. Just after 3 days, they should not leave everything, whatever they learned here, and go home afresh. So let this even be a startup for them, and who are all interested. We gave them 20,000 rupees per head as a solatium amount to continue in the art in which they learned about. The other factor I would like, because we are dealing with the tribal community and their livelihood activities. We have different schemes, a different form of taking them. The problem we are facing is hand-holding the community. If you just give them and go, they simply drop it. If you give them loan, if you give them a subsidy or grant for supporting their livelihood by doing some livelihood activities, we, the government, we understand that once you give them, they'll come up. And we also don't have enough time to concentrate on few people and watch them continuously to different levels they come across. We just give them loan and go. If you go back after some gap, you cannot find, you will never see that the level which you have expected at the time of giving that subsidy or loan or livelihood activities, that would never happen. And particularly in the tribal community. We need to handhold them. We need to support them. And the livelihood support which we are giving to them, it is not wholeheartedly accepted by the bankers. We have to give a different approach, different push and pull to the bankers to give them loan. Because they have a different eligibility criteria, how to follow up the loan, and what are the eligibility that they are expected to have. Because we give one third of the loan and two third of the project cost we are giving by loan. Whether they have a capacity to pay back all that. And in the last journey of our travel, we have introduced the microcredit management. You all know that Narikura was the recent added list in the tribal community in Tamil Nadu. You know what actually they are doing it? They do the beads and then sell in the community. They don't have marketing. They don't have money. They have very less money. They are totally dependent on the middleman. They take a loan. They go to North India, buy beads, come back, and the entire family engage in making the beads and go to the market and sell it. They take a loan about 50,000, 60,000 from the middleman. They go back and come and do the business. End of the day, they will not have any money with them. Zero reserve, zero return. They'll eat, they survive, and at the end of the day, no money with them. We all should think of then for whom you all living. At one segment of the people, they are living not for them, but for others. Again, they go back to the middleman, take money, same the business cycle, they follow it. To break the chain, we have introduced a microcredit management financing system through which we give them loan. We form the society, we give them loan. The society in turn will give it to the individuals at lower rate, that is 4% of the interest, and they collect and they pay back to us. And this is regularly happening and we are happy. So we need a different modules for the different community for any kind of interactions. You all youngsters maybe think a different way of bringing them. We don't know where we started our life. But still we have tribes. But still we have tribes, tribal community living in the forest area without any basic communities, without drinking water in some places, without street light, even without access. That we are building first time the houses for the tribals. We are building about 3,000 houses. About 500 to 600 houses. We are taking material one by head load. Head load not 5 meters, 2 meter. It is about kilometers. 2 to 3 kilometers we are taking by head load. In some places we have to mobilize our materials by boat, crossing the river and then building the houses. So these are the situation still the tribal community are living, and we all should give a different thought, different approach to enhance their life. Thanks for the opportunity. Yes, boss. No 2 minutes. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, sir, for gracing us with your presence and your words of wisdom. The success of any event is a collective effort. It takes meticulous planning, tireless dedication, and the support of many to make it happen. To express our gratitude to all the individuals and organizations who contributed to the success of this conference, I now invite Dr. Prince Annadurai, Head of the Department of Social Work, Madras Christian College, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Before we go for the vote of thanks, our documentation team worked tirelessly during every session, throughout the night also, and brought out the proceedings. The first 2 copies have come just hot. It is still wet, actually. So we thought we want to come out with the proceedings of the conference at the Valedictory. So they just worked hard. It has just reached. So now I'm going to ask R.V. Sajivna IAS and through K.S. Kandasamy IAS to unwrap and release it.
We invite Professor Nainan John on stage and Aaron John to receive the copies. Respected dignitaries on the dais, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I'm standing before you to put down the curtain of this particular conference. At the close of this study conference on empowering youth for a sustainable future across generations, it's my duty and great privilege to extend our heartfelt gratitude. First and foremost, we thank God Almighty in whose grace and guidance this program was conceived and brought to fruition. With Christ as the center of our efforts, Christ as center of Madras Christian College, we rejoice in the success of this remarkable initiative. We are deeply grateful to our collaborators, CMCT, Christian Mission Charitable Trust, especially to the Executive Director, Mr. Mani Manjul Philip, and Mr. Aaron Moses, the Program Director, and his dedicated team for their unwavering support and motivation throughout this journey. Thank you so much, Team CMCT. Our sincere thanks to our knowledge partner, RGNID, Rajiv Gandhi National Institute of Youth Development, especially Dr. Kumaravel and Dr. Rambabu Poja, for their scholarly presence and insights. We also extend our special appreciation to our another knowledge partner, Sacred Heart College, Tirupattur, for supporting this conference. To our exhibition partner, College Bazaar, and our key collaborators, City Mission Management, Tamil Nadu Urban Livelihood Mission, the Tamil Nadu Corporation for Development of Women. Thank you, ma'am. THATGO, thank you, sir. The Entrepreneurship Development Innovation Institute, thank you, sir. And the MSME Department of Government of Tamil Nadu, we are indeed indebted for your partnerships and the faith that you had in us in supporting our conference. Whenever our team came to meet with you, and you have readily accepted us, and you were so approachable. So your friendliness, that really, that was marvelous. That was such a kind gesture. So in Tamil Nadu, such a goodwill and gesture of linking with institutions by the bureaucrats, it's a very good sign of win-win collaborations for the multi-stakeholders like students and for your beneficiaries. It's a good approach, and as an academic, I request you to continue to support the educational institutions in all your possible ways, sir. We would like also to recognize the contributors of 67 stalls by the self-help groups. For the past 2 days, the sales was more than 2 lakhs. And they also told us, put the stalls or give the opportunities in the first week of the month, so that, their purchasing capacity will be much better. And also 30 participating institutions across the country that enrich this conference with creativity, innovation, and commitment. For example, many commerce students and economics students, they came and interacted with the self-help group members. What are the challenges they are facing in microfinancing, marketing, and some of them they gave that as an innovative exam, how such micro-entrepreneurship is being done in Tamil Nadu. So really, it was an innovative approach, and thank all the government officials responsible for that, for the opportunity that you have given to us, not only to the conference participants, but as a college, our students and faculty members have been immensely benefited by your approach. In fact, it's a successful model. It's not simply displaying something, selling something, but how that can be acted as a bridge between academic and real life situation. To quote one thing, you would have heard about Professor Malcolm Adiseshia. He was an economic professor here, then he went and became the Vice Chancellor of Madras University. When he was teaching the rural economics, he used to say, rural economics should not be taught in the four walls of the classroom. So he used to take the students out to rural villages. So that's how our Family Life Institute in Mappedu, that extension program came into being. So, and he used to teach rural economics in the rural setting. However, we were able to bring your people, from cities and as well as from rural areas to the portals of the college, and that was such an interactive and cumulative learning experience. It was a very, very successful approach. Once again, thank you very much for all the persons who are involved in this. And we look forward for such continuous collaboration with you all, ma'am and sirs. I meant to finish. Okay. Our heartful thanks to the principal, bursar, vice principals, and their officers, whose encouragement made all the difference. To our resource persons, to the tune of 30 and above for the past 2.5 days, it is something really great. I would like to mention especially about Professor Kaliswaran and his team from the Alternative Media Center. We are greatly acknowledge their presence and their fantastic performance. We also acknowledge the gracious support of the controller of examinations in setting up the stalls in the examination gallery, the HODs who responded in a very, very friendly way to send the students and faculty members to patronage in our sales. Other faculty members, the students, their presence elevated the event in a great way. A warm word of appreciation to Aarti ma'am from MMIP, Mr. Jesudas, our security liaison officer, Dr. Selvi, the legal officer of this college, and for her constant support in the program planning and implementation, and also Mr. Joseph Rajan, Professor Joseph Rajan from Department of Political Science, who took care of arrangements like mementos, tokens of gratitude, and many essential details for all those who helped in this regard. I would like to acknowledge and thank Professor Janice, head of the Department of Social Work from Evening Program, for arranging a program with differently able people in our college. We would like to thank Professor Richard, Professor Sugita Rajan, our NCC officers, and Professor Milton for organizing a special program with the NCC and NSS students, along with Professor Janice with the differentially abled students. We cannot forget the contribution of the electrician Leo and his team, and the other estate office people. Our former student, he is also an entrepreneur now, Mr. Gallup, for the Shamiana and other arrangements in the sound system. Mr. Pati, who is in charge of this hall in making all arrangements. Our caterers, our photographer, Mr. Hari, and all those who worked tirelessly behind the scenes to make everything seamless. Above all, to our participants, whose involvement and enthusiasm gave life to this conference, we extend our deepest thanks to you. It's a very, very minimal facilities. Sometimes water may not be there, proper water supply may not be there. You need to walk a long way, but you guys were able to manage with these facilities, and you never complained, and you always participated, mostly on time. Even ma'am was telling, I've been to many colleges, but this particular audience group, they're very, very attentive. They are not meant talking with each other, bundling with your phones. And you guys, you really, really deserve this appreciation. Finally, my gratitude goes to the students of MCC SWD, the true architects of this conference. Ma'am, sir, and this is a student level conference organized by the students, for students, and of the students. See, we faculty members, bureaucrats, we have a lot of opportunities to go abroad or go to other places nationally, cross-nationally. But, we would like to create this particular atmosphere, ecosystem for our students so that they involve in planning, inviting resource persons, fixing resource persons, mobilizing resources, documentation, execution. So when my students, they come and meet you in your office, they are inspired. So these are all some of the intangible benefits of organizing such events. And again, any social work students, their organization skills are important, problem-solving skills are important, fundraising skills are important. So this is an event, not merely a conference, but so much is, so much is planned and so much is into it for the tangible and intangible benefit of our student, and especially for enhancing and honing their skills, life skills. This is a life skill program for my students. So your commitment in innovation are real testimony of youth empowerment in action. Kudos to you. My word of thanks will not be complete if I don't mention about the comradeship and the leadership of the conference coordinator, Dr. Prince Solomon. He deserves your hand. Okay? He is not only a group worker, he is a team worker and a taskmaster. Okay. But in our department, we work as a team. It is such a joy to work with my colleagues, Professor Sudarshan, Professor Rachel, Professor Johannes. So we are just 5 in the department, but to the magnitude of a national level study conference. So my team and 50 students, they are truly blessing to MCC, and we really enjoy our teamwork, and we will continue this teamwork for the glory of God and for the betterment of our students. It's a calling. With the blessings of God and with everyone's contribution, this conference stands as a milestone towards empowering youth for a sustainable future. May what we have shared and learned here continue to inspire generations to come. As I have told you, it is not bringing down the curtain. It's the beginning of a new era, beginning of a new conference. In the journey of life, we met here in this conference, through this conference. Hope to see you all in a much more blessed positions. To my dignitaries on the dais, and as well as my dear students from different parts of the country, in our journey when we march forward, for what we offer our heartfelt prayer and blessings. May God bless you all. God bless MCC SWD. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. I believe your words perfectly captured our collective thanks. Before we proceed to the closing ceremony, we have an exciting piece of news that will ensure our work continues next year. Building on the success and momentum of this year's event, I delightfully invite Dr. Prince Solomon Devdas to share the first details of National Study Conference of 2026 and distribute the certificates.
So we are, as our tradition goes, from the department, we announced the next year's conference, the annual conference, the previous year. So the first year students, the first MSW students sat down, deliberated and discussed and went through several rounds of change and several rounds of editing. And finally, we had 3 topics, and out of it, we voted for this. Next year, the year 2026, is going to be focused on volunteering. And that is the year marked for volunteering by the UN. So we thought justice, strong institutions, and volunteering, the role of social work in driving sustainable shared future. So that will be our annual conference. In case if you're sitting here, as a first-year student or a second BSW student, I'm sure that you are a second-year student. I'm sure that you will go back with the topic in hand 1 year before. And the tentative dates that we have already thought of is 5th October to 7th October 2026. If everything goes on well, we will see you next year for this conference, and I'm sure that you will go back and tell your department to get geared up to come here for the conference again. Before I close, we would like to give the Best Poster Award and the Best Paper Presentation. There are nearly 40 posters being presented on day one and nearly 35 paper presentations done yesterday. So we have chosen the best out of it. It is not our decision. We had professors from different institutes who are here and they selected it. So we are going to announce that, and only those students can come and collect it. The rest of the students, you can collect your participation certificate and your paper presentation certificate and your poster presentation certificate in the reception desk. For the best poster presentation, now I request R.V. Sajivna IAS to hand over the certificate. Ms. Hannah CP from Rajiv Gandhi National Institute. Fatima Tul Kubra and Jonathan Taba. Can you come up on stage? Hannah. For the best paper presentation, now I request Thiru K.S. Kandasamy IAS to hand over the certificates to the best paper presenter. The first one is Ginny Mole from Indira Gandhi National Tribal University, Madhya Pradesh. Ms. Kezia Haridas from Bharati Vidyapith Social Science Center. And Swarna Prabha Rathod.
Thank you, everyone. And now, as we conclude this memorable conference, I request everyone to please rise for the national anthem.